find someone isolated, that target's dead like that. Look at the lockdown created in this Game 1 draft.
I mean, it's important to realize that...
His little head in to see what Skumond is doing. Dragging into the way of the sapling, but good damage going down thanks to the ocean. And Skumond now at half HP, and KC just take the leash. No reset, not even a soft one. Thanks so much for the first strike.
Caps is very close at level 6 on midway.
Retake a position simply thanks to the power of Maokai.
Oh, flash burn though from Yike. Dissonance gets movement speed. And there's no phase rush there, but now for Yike, he'll just pop on top. He'll have his own Nature's Grasp. He's going to roll and catch two. Vladdy doesn't have much available. Caps is getting poked down, but again, he might survive on no HP. The shockwave was huge, but there's not enough damage in the kick yet. It's True Shot Barrage. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It's rolling, and it takes its first victim.
G2 get first blood in the series. It looked like...
You know, with all the burst that comes out, and you talked about Maokai engaged before Vedius as well, if Aatrox finds something, he resets and he goes with it, as Vladdy will not be going anywhere. He's stuck in place. The shockwave hits him again. He flashes away, though. It's a good counterplay. In comes Yike and bops down Lebrov. Caps has no mana to follow up on the play, and that's one for KC.
The shockwave was a little awkward from Caps because it actually... I think it's quite awkward because it's difficult to play into Ezreal on one side of the map just because the mobility that he has. Meanwhile, do you really feel confident?
Ooh, again. Caps is in trouble. Remember, there's no phase rush. Orianna, he's just going to be dead. There's again a solar flare. A turn is possible. Zen has played in because Lebrov has nowhere else to go. He joined into Roam and wants the ignite down on Vladdy, but he won't get it. A third kill over to KC, and this time the punish goes well.
Lebrov thinking that he could get a cleanup kill at the end of it, but the Seraph's shielding provided by Vladdy helps keep him alive. And ooh.
So Yike, new versus the old. Bramble smash away. Call the Forge God going to be used. Vladdy is still low, but they turn for Yike. He's not tanky. He's got a Leandri's first, so he'll just talk down and chalk and meat. That's what he's made of. A shield into the wall. A shove brother as Kana is in the world ender, but he needs some kills. He needs a fast. He gets a knock up, and still Skumond in a lot of trouble, but Hans has joined in. It's a good match because Broken Blade has burnt down Vladdy. This is a carry on as KC and a choke will find a shutdown of their own. A searing charge a bit too short. Hans Summer still following, and Lebrov is now on the chase as well. With his flashes, Zenith's blade is matched. A flash out before the play turns even more.
KC are in the area though.
They are, and the poke from Kalista is very real. Low mana bar is worth looking at, but the Nature's Grasp is going to zone off G2. They get away before this turns into an engage. Second dragon of the game over to KC, just like that. Right, guys, you're like, oh, Cap stepping forward here.
Oh, look at the mini-map. I see Vladdy.
And he's got the ulti. I mean, this is the point. Dagda, you've never been more right, and you're right all the time. A seismic shove, Caps gets slowed down, and after that bit of glazing, we just have to watch and Caps trying to play it out, the shockwave in a 1v1, but it's gonna get outnumbered real damn fast. A Magnus Storm to stop the blast. Conan Vladdy gets what he deserves. Now call the Forge God in mid-cliff, flashes away, but he's followed to Helm's Deep. He was followed. He gets out now because Skumond is just on the turret by himself. It looked good, but he's just like the Orc running into the wall. Broken Blade now in the corner as well. He's got to get out of this somehow. But how? This Ornn over the wall wants to get out his TP. Is it there? It's cancelled. He tried to sneak out. You didn't see it in the corner of the eye, but he might be tanky, but how long does he survive this versus Leandri's Maokai and Kana now with his first item too? It's a slow death. It's like watching paint dry, but eventually you can touch the wall again. Surely. And Carter's going to get the kill. A second shutdown of the game for this Aatrox. Now being ahead was great because he needed resources in this game.
But the Ornn is the first move here, so that's why GT are on Kalist.
Well, we hold it back for now, but Kalist, it's an easy miss. The sad B flies, and Nature's Grasp is going to do a hell of a lot more. The Weaver's Wall as well, zoning them off from Broken Blade. It's on the wrong side. He's a tank who has to flash, but now for KC, they look to the left. They find Chains, and Lebrov manages to get out until the last poke. And Ignite will take the tick.
G2 on this top side didn't have the TP available. He does end up training for that top side terror off the back of that, but this is where we kind of see G2. Oh, hang on.
Chains Corruption are down. Lebrov might not be as tanky as you wish he was. Hail of Arrows slows it down as well, but Caps is there. Nate Scraps again, going to catch him out. Which way does he go? Searing charge to defend as the ulti catches him off. They want to use the poke, they want to use the range, and again, that big burst from KC. G2 is starting to get really scared every time they get caught.
Yike is always in the right place at the right time. Lebrov, wait, I don't think that would save.
Wrong place at the wrong time. A hail of arrows. Lebrov is dead in an instant.
And Dragon's up. This is the potential for the third dragon.
They find themselves with small advantages. Atomization isn't that dramatic outside of the top lane matchup, but things are really starting to get scary for G2.
Weaver's Wall comes out yet again, and you say that indeed it is. Hans Summer now on the wrong side of dodge, followed up and dunked by Kana. He only gets shutdowns. He only pummels you into the ground. And KC's top laner, there is no way you can let him be the one who finds you as his flash was burned, but G2 lose again.
KC are everywhere in this game. They send Yike to take Dragon. They move Vladdy and Targamas to cover a potential Anakin turn, and now they're on topside again.
And now again, they're going to zone it out. LeBron just knows he has to die for his 5th time in this grand final. A kill goes over to KC. Lebrov is dead. And Baron might not be up, but that Atakan is free taking.
It's pick after up for Targamas to connect the Rel ultimate, and then Kana just closes it out. 3-0-1 now for the Aatrox, and a 2K individual lead over Broken Blade.
This is a pummeling. This is honestly the biggest.
Creative with ways in which they punish you, and if you make a misstep, they will look to try and force it. And as I say that, look at Vladdy, isolated in the bot lane.
And a call, the Forge God will come out. Remember, again, he has the rebirth, but a searing charge that keeps him mid-air, and he cannot move any further. Will give 200 gold over. Meanwhile, KC are putting up the tempo, bringing in the push into mid, and Kana's trying to find the pick on Lebrov. Buys time, Solar Flare with the Zenith Blade as well. Kana pops the ulti, though, and wants to end somebody's world. It might for a game one if they find any more. As a reset imminent here, Kana looking for it as Lebrov finally gets out, this time burning his flash. G2 backing away now with the TP to bring in that rebirth Vladdy.
Oh, behind Samus from Kalista, the shockwave!
No, the shockwave is good. However, remember that under turret, they're getting bodied. Skewmon runs in. Yike is happy to die here as Kana has run out of ulti. He has no chance, but to go on in as a seismic shove is still good. And KC, even though it looked a little bit dicey, are trying to outplay the fight, but Hard Summer gets around it and defends well.
The flanking Ezreal is the deadly spell to come up.
Look at the top wave. Kana able to get that push in, has that constant side lane threat. He's looking for a potential flank right now. Caps is desperate for one more level. The 3rd point in his ultimate would be a lot of valuable damage.
Someone's going to be crying now. Engages there from Targamas. The seismic shot was brilliant as well. The King of Europe has the shockwave, but he's down. The Rebels advance, and forward they march with Kana at the helm. Onto Lebrov will get yet another. As the ulti expires, it matters not. There's still a kill in his back pocket. G2 with 3, KC with 4, Broken Blade with the seismic shot. That's going to send him to hell. KC in our opening game in the finals are kicking G2's ass.
KC are painting the town with the blue blood of G2, making sure that they don't get a look in as Soul is taken for KC.
Another fantastic fight from KC. The flank comes through. We find ourselves with an interesting stat line as the King of Europe sits with a scoreline of 0-4-1, and he's going to be the target once more.
With a Nature's Grasp that lines the hallways, it hurts Kana, you're right. In the best spot at the best time, a call the Forge God might make it the worst of Solar Flare. He sent skyward. I take it back, maybe too high because KC was still so far away.
KC couldn't lock anyone down.
Only now, KC are going to be the ones to force this because, again, they didn't expend anything. The TP is going to come through from Kana. His ultimate's about to come off cooldown, and now the pressure is back onto G2.
But how fast are going to go down with the lethality comp? You can see there, 5, 6, 5, and we're sitting at the edge now with Nature's Grasp as well. True Shot Barrage going to scout it out, but it's going to be gone. No steal can do. KC run out as 5, and G2 want to punish. Right now, they're on the right side of the map. They've got enhanced recall. Bit valuable as KC hold the river. Still in their control. Elders spawn. They started. They try and bait.
It's a bit awkward for KC right now as they're being shepherded around. Targamas separated from his team as the Elder starts off. Look at the positioning of Caps.
It's a nuisance, isn't it? True Shot Barrage gets some damage down. That's big from Hansama. Vladdy eats some of the fruit lettuce in the river as 6k is now their health. Nature's Grasp the zone out. KC want to try and flip, maybe turn for the fight. True Shot Barrage, or rather the ult from the Ornn is disengaged from. Kana flashes and knocks down Broken Blade, and now he's got a reset. Fly, Kana, fly! Watch the Aatrox with Infernal once again! Rock Europe 12. Yes, Skewmon got the Elder, but it doesn't matter. There was a steal, but I think KC stole our hearts first as Hans will die on top of it, and KC open up.
KC is looking to make the revolution a reality. They beat G2 in the team fight.
A game won from KC to put themselves and their names forward.
10 seconds on Broken Blades.
Let's see. I've seen enough Nexus held. True Shot Barrage, or rather Chains of Corruption from Kralista down. He'll survive this Solar Flare, but a Zenith Blade in. Lebrov trying to delay. Nexus is bare. He's dead. Everyone respawning at half HP. Kalist is autoing a flush away. And KC do it in style, but they get the job done in the opening game of finals.
Of course, it's only game 1, and we shouldn't jump to conclusions, but that was a strong opening statement from the challengers against the champions of Europe.
We have to see though, because as you say, Fearless Draft is nothing to trifle with, and it is a long L series.
And we're going to find out how it moves.
But if they just prioritize on cross-mapping, avoiding some of the dangerous 2 versus 2s, like I can see how a Corki Blitzcrank could be dangerous very early on into the game. And LeBron...
Kana's on his own.
He didn't get level 3 from that, by the way. With the little yoink, Yike has to sap some experience from bot wave. Just worth the mention here is we know Kassante's going to be stronger. We know that Rumble ain't going to like this too much as the poke already starts coming through, zapping him down. Skewmon takes an unnecessary turret shot, but still no ramp up just yet. The dive begins, the Rocket Fist in the air, the roots are down. It's tanked up by Lebrov. He'll end up sending the hook, but first blood goes to Kana first.
But that's a disaster. Lebrov ends up taking the kill off the back of it. Kana should just...
My concern with these comps is while they do have great scaling angles, because of course double 80 carry, 3-item spikes, like it can do monstrous amounts.
Not been to an international since 2021. I mean, how do you not talk about them? Here for KC, putting up a good argument, at least in this first game. Second game's not too bad either, as, well, there's an option here onto Vladdy. Caps has lethal tempo, flash, ulti, one auto away, you think, as Yike has drifted in, okay. I wonder if you know Tokyo, as Yike is going to get pulled back in. The ulti in reverse under LeBron, and here's Targamas. Pulverize him, take another one, my friend. See how it feels. Yike starts battering up. Yes, Targamas died, but I think KC were just making fun of them in that play. A bit short. But of course, at half HP now makes it a bit difficult. KC is still on the Dragon here, but there is a health disadvantage, and G2 won in.
Kana has TP though.
And the arrow sets it up quite nicely. G2 don't have an Impale to work against, but the damage is there. Lebrov hit the Fate Sealed onto one is enough. Layering down with the Hot Pot, and Kana lets them know. G2 on the retreat. The Dragon now for free. And as Yike picks up that kill, Kana is going to get Wild Growth. He gets sent into the air, and Caps now firing on top of the top lane, who flashes away. Skewmon trying to zone and get something out of it, because G2 desperately want a piece of the pie.
The Dragon getting to about 50% HP. Skewmon, confident with his HP, steps aggressively.
Doesn't have a smite until about now, by the way, but it's too late. He won't go in. And the disadvantage from Yike is there as Caps almost popped himself. G2 have to be careful.
Forces Hans Summer to back off. The flash comes through, and it's just a nice collapses the engage.
Just again, and remember, again, the follow-up we just talked about. Yike doesn't find anything, though, and now Targamas is in Fog of War, but that ain't a good thing. Kana gets poked out by Caps, and Targamas is just going to die after the Unbreakable Will. Another kill over to G2. Target dies to Caps, and now top lane is a threat. Boy, he got him. Yoink! Just like a coin machine, except you actually got something. Broken Blade breaks the machine in the end, and as Kana dies, it's Yike left alone under this turret. 4 members with the Wild Growth underneath, the Stranglethorns rather, and Yike wants to drift his way out, at least get a Heartsteel stack. The hook's going to miss. He's still buying time. However, he can survive. Yike with the ulti, that would be interesting, but the turret is about to die anyway. Heartsteel's all you can get, and the turret drops. So does he. G2 back in the game.
G2 had the TP advantage.
Still staying River. Lebrov misses the hook there at 5k. The Dragon is still a ruse, still a bait. Kaliz now with the ulti up, and with the equalizer too. G2 have to get away from the hot waters. Yike tries to run him around as the arrow zones out Skewmon. They go for the flip, they go for the take, and they find it. KC are now on soul point. G2 once again walking away like the John Travolta meme.
With the position that they have and the HP advantage, they can set the sights on the mid-tier 1, and I don't think KC can do much to respond. Pings are coming down onto the side lanes as Kana quickly tries to go bot to push that one out. He's indecisive though, because he recognizes that G2's...
These places are so difficult, and it's why we're seeing it's Caps who's down on the side lane.
Yeah, who all ins, wants the reset as well. The damage is big. Ulti's away. Vladdy might be in trouble, but the Q dodge, the ulti dodge. Caps rocket jumps out, TPs to bring the play into fruition as Kana just ult him down, but he has to flash in and burn him right into the ground. The shutdown is big as Broken Blade is now caught between 4 members, autoing attack him down, slowing and slowing and slowing. That's what the Ashe does best. But G2, as they kite back, now have an Artican to think about, has the rest of the map to consider. The play works out, and KC at least taking Caps.
They're in the river first. G2 have to try and retake, but Vladdy TP'ing in, and that's a dangerous TP spot.
I'm looking at items, by the way. Caps coming in with an Infinity Edge. Lebrov hooks in the Scorpion. The engage is there, but the Impale on the hot coals. Vladdy jumps in and makes it so easy. As right as rain, no. As fiery as hell for G2 as they lose Lebrov. KC with 5 members, low health bars, but the Dragon's still on their mind.
Broken Blade is low, and he doesn't have TP to get back into the fight.
So
He's looking for a flank.
Look at Vladdy onto Hans. I'm almost popped in an instant. Kana is going to zone them off. An Infernal Soul. If you're thinking about the fiery belows, KC have just made it so.
It's a fiery bellow. Fantastic series thus far. And a lot of people are looking at G2 saying, hey, they own the longest title record at 6. But it was with Yike that they got it. So Yike battling to take that record.
They've just picked up Atacon. There's TP being burnt. It's a double. But Yike, while he's under threat, remember, he can ulti out, he can die, and he'll still come back to life, but he wants to trade in the meantime onto Caps. Infernal Soul makes it strong, he gets out. I think there was a bit of a buffer, goes back and almost takes them down. G2 had to play hard and fast for that rule as Skumon died on the other side of the map.
End up getting the flash out from Vladdy, but as you're right,
which was crucial there because he doesn't have the TP. Now he's got both Broken Blade and Caps in base. And KC have started up this Baron.
The only difference is not many ults available, but they can still turn and burn with their damage. And quite literally, Hansama's scared to walk in, even with summoners available.
I mean, what does Lebrov do here? Like, Targamas is just zoning him away from the objective.
It's gone.
That is an easy pickup, and KC with firm control over game 2, looking to put themselves on match. 26 minutes in, and earlier we talked about how it felt like the flow of the game was in KC's control. Well, now they've got a tight grip as G2 fighting back.
But the setup's in a really good area. The wild growth is there. Hansama might be able to do some damage, but Targamas isn't dying yet. Yike went a bit deep here, and I think the Cassante drew him in, so now he just has to die. He'll withdraw, but Hansama cannot. He'll flash, and he might die. Lebrov under turret. He's dead. There's no second chances as KC run another into the ground.
Kalista's moving straight towards that bot lane, tier 2. Vladdy just pushing in mid. But KC, they end up trading 1 for 1. Caps goes in.
He does go in onto Kalist. Caps definitely goes in, but he will not be going out. These are real death as Caps is down for 45 seconds.
Yeah, the TP from
but KC, 10 seconds till the Elder spawns. They still have the river to themselves.
They don't really have a great engage though. Targamas needs to go for the flash pulverize if he wants to set it up, but Vladdy now in mid.
And they're on the wrong side as well. Broken Blade already chunked to half HP. Yike zones him off. Targamas jumps on in. He'll be hooked in, but the Unbreakable Will makes it hard as the Equalizer is down as well. G2 running for their dear lives, which they'll have none of as Kalist takes one away. Hansama in the ground again. And G2 still being slowed. KC have every single tool in their arsenal to make sure that they go nowhere. G2 were hyped as the favorites, but KC throw that out the door.
KC just shepherd G2 to their deaths. The TP in from Caps to try and make magic happen.
But into Targamas, he's got to get a reset. He at least finds that. Yike is the next target. His old jungle friend as Broken Blade is separated from his mid laner. Vladdy gets ulted out. It's a Broken Blade ult that does a lot of work itself, and Vladdy needs to heal up and does so now while the rest of the fight is going too well for KC. It's just gold at this point for the blue wall.
G2 are throwing their bodies into that blue wall, hoping against hope that something will change. But that change is KC looking to go 2-0 against G2 in the LEC.
Caps is going to die here as well. There's an L to execute. Vladdy gets so close, takes him down. This is unbelievable.
2-0. And I mean, G2 now need to start thinking about game 3, because to turn this game around is going to be, I mean, nearly impossible.
Does feel like it, doesn't it? Every single response of a hook never goes well. I think we talked about it a bit in
here. KC know that they just want to use this Baron to the last remnants of the Elder Dragon to crack open the base.
And they'll do it with ease, won't they? It's almost an 11k gold lead. This game still feels like it's in the bin. For G2, they'll poke out as best they can, but look at the top wave being shepherded in by Kana, the level 16 Rumble, who obliterated the lane thanks to the swap, and he's never let go of that grip on Broken Blade's neck.
The siege coming into the top tier 3 tower. Few defenses remain as the base falls apart.
Arrow's blocked, but Broken Blade still gets chunked. Elder's down in 5 seconds. Vladdy tries to jump in and get an execute, however quick it may have been, but denied. Elder's now gone, but Baron's still there. The damage on the next turret is real.
Here comes the Rumble ult.
Equalizer. It's beautiful. Korean Rumble feels just like Korean Aatrox to G2. The fate sealed from Vladdy as he pulls out yet another Theos ultimate. Vladdy on a killing spree. KC on a tear. And all I can ask Europe right now as they kill and take away the champions of old is, are you feeling blue?
Look at the excitement on the face of Yike as he goes 2-0 up against his former team. KC are riding the wave right now as they put themselves on match point.
Shox is standing by with Carmeno to feel the energy of France and the KC fan base.
Yes, absolutely.
Like that, you know, it is terrifying. So
I don't really like it just because it's so all in on this skirmish power. It's so all in on collecting so many random
It was on the edge of vision as well as you get a picture towards the mid.
Opt though, because they're still playing very far up. Rob doesn't know. Oh, he doesn't know.
Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe it's just an observer thing. LeBron did walk up. He flayed, but he's just dead. First blood to KC.
A nice job by Yike to sneak on into the brush.
Skumon is currently sitting on. All this has done is really equalize the gold as G2 set their sights on the top side of the map. Caps has the ulti available.
True, and Skumon beelining there as well. There's good damage
Kana's
from
hit
going to be
6 though.
used. You're right, Kana, but no Mega Gnar. He flashes away and he's going to build up that bar. He will be able to hold on the wall. Fear Beyond Death as well set up, and Kana into the grinder. Broken blade makes him a crab.
This is exactly what needs to happen for G2. Doing a good job of keeping bot lane pushed in. Caps again with the prior on mid lane. Vladdy regroups with the team as a root comes through from Kalist.
I mean, Hansama, a bit of damage there, but he walks into a trap. He has to cleanse away. Hansama, play from your mother.
He's clean with it. Gets the headshot. As the dragon is stolen by KC on the other side.
But there is a dark passage. The play doesn't end there. Caps gets a rune prison. He runs into the Chaos Storm. Vladdy walks back for the lost chapter, so he's got some damage to play with. But the Chaos Storm is simply his own until Wind becomes lightning and Caps. Then comes up, then down. Skumon over the wall. It turns into a scrap. Everybody's dying. LeBron's getting low, but Skumon can't go back in because he knows he too will perish. Vladdy's going to get a kill. You make it a double. Do you want to upgrade to the triple cheeseburger, sir? No, says KC. They'll walk away with a successful kill in the end.
The gravity field from
already towards his first item at the very least, as G2 thinking about how they can position to make 3 grubs out of 1 currently. Dark Passage set up, Chaos Storm down, he's got Blackfire Torch. This Victor's stronger than you'd think he'd be. Onto LeBron, the flash is at least negated, but Vladdy got another kill. 3 here for the Creek God. Wind becomes lightning, becomes a flash for Skumon. KC are going to take these with glee.
Still though, Narek has to try to escape Kana, nearly running in towards Broken Blade there. So KC, they pick up the kill as LeBron goes that little bit too far forward, but Caps now
will be caught out. There's going to be a Mega Gnar here as well. He doesn't have his flash from the last fight. He's into the wall and stuck there. A second time, Kana ordering him away. Lands on his head and Caps gets clapped as Kana's going to be into the grinder. That's good, but Vladdy's not done yet. The knockup is he's low on mana and can't find anything apart from an auto that secures the kill out of nowhere.
The fact that he's been involved in 5 kills, Skumon has used the ultimate. He set his sights onto Vladdy.
Oh, Vladdy's in a lot of trouble, but the Chaos Storm setting down will help out a little bit, but Vladdy in the middle of 3, you can't do anything about that. At least the Chaos Storm is going to get something after the fact, and while he's dead, Vladdy gets another shutdown. Death sentence misses here. Caps kites back, and he's looking for his old jungler, and he kites away. LeBron gets that one as G2 in front of the Dragon stagnate the blows.
G2 don't let the game...
2.8k, and KC thinking about how they get in.
Vladdy's ultimate is nearly up. They're just trying to find time. Stolen again!
I feel like he's just smite king this split. How many times does Yike
the jungle?
That's true.
Which I think is very important for G2's composition that wants to attack side lanes. Targamas will get hooked.
A Death Sentence is going to be taken in. The Dark Passage down as well. The box laid bare, but away they get separated. Yike's ulti was brilliant. The new KC jungle, the old blood from G2 has to tell them to go away while Kana, an inner turret of his own making, is there while Hansama's on the run. Wind becomes lightning, and Hansama flash is now gone.
TP onto the bottom side from Caps just to try and keep the tier 2 alive, but Kana has his own reinforcements coming, and Caps might be in trouble.
About to go into Mega Gnar against the wall. He'll find himself the turret. Is he going to give any redistribution of damage instead? Caps dies. Vladdy is 6-1-2 versus the mid lane legend. And feeling good on this game again. 3 steps.
Targamas has a great flank position here.
But let's see, because Dragon's not done yet. Great ulti from Yike as well. Death Sentence on the Dragon, but it's again the Smite King of Winter. Korean Juggernaut! Blow G2 apart!
Kana, that was unbelievable! You just connected a 5-man ulti onto G2 and wiped them off the map!
G2 disappear in the blink of an eye, and KC where they need to, and G2 look lost against this team.
Nothing good happens to Europe in the bot lane. Nothing good happens to G2 in the bot lane. And while they might find mid turret, while they might stem some of the bleeding that has moved to 5k, now 4, Artican's gonna die. Kalista's defending this. Bit of wave clear, and at least G2 are trying to get some gold back on the map, but the turret not going to be hit any further. The wave's gone, the curtain call out as well. Hansama wants to get away, the quickness in front of the dark passage. The last shot hits Lebrov. G2 are escaping, but a deadly flourish and a zone from Vladimir Realm. What needs to be used? In they go. Chaos Storm, no, not catching them by their big toe.
Looking for a potential pick. Anything, if they can get a shutdown onto Vladdy, it would be huge, and he may have overstepped.
Artican, remember, will give him a revive. He's looking for the wave, but he'll be catched, caught. He'll go golden, but there's Enforce coming in as well. Bloody might die, but again, with Artican, TV going to be burned up as well, but G2 is still running away from this. Even after the teleport from Broken Blade, that crab's got to go rave somewhere else. Deadly throw from Kliss is clean, and Kana setting up to do it again, but instead the knockup's there, and Kana hits them all once more! No, you cannot! He screams into G2's ears! It's KC's new day!
KC just threw the G2 legacy out the window with that ultimate from Kana. The team fighting has been... G2 are trying desperately to get on towards this dragon, but they've left their base very vulnerable as a result. Hansama has to go, and now it's 4v5.
KC are enclosing on them. Yike with the perfect ulti as well, and Targmas just charms up. Skumon can't get out alive, and Kana is about to go mega once again. Will fly in and smack them down. Know your place and kneel. KC challenging the Kings, changing dynasties, and changing the fate of European League of Legends.
The wave of minions is coming, and a new wave is coming to the LEC.
And it's a new day, isn't it, with the minions channeling into the base. It is a blue day, a day for the old Kings to finally kneel from 10th place to finalists, from last place to the first stand. Karmine Corp are your new Kings of Winter 2025 with the Nexus exposed. Long may they reign!
Nothing but demolition.
Ceremony presented by Kia. Your Winter 2025 champions. Europe, look blue, it's KC. As they mark their line in the stand, all the sand going to first stand.